Hi! If the algorithm has sent you here out of the blue, go check out the build video for this project. It'll fill you in on what this is and what I'm going to be using it for. The link's down in the video description. If you're here because you bought a mini tree kit, or even if you're just curious, settle in. These mini trees are my take on the traditional mini tree used in Christmas light displays all over the world. Rather than using wire-to-wire joints, my trees use a PCB at the top and the bottom of the tree to connect each of your seed pixel strings. Soldering to a PCB is much easier than wire-to-wire, and you don't need to worry about waterproofing wired connections with heat shrink and all of that. This video will take you through how to assemble your own tree. I'd encourage you to watch the whole video through at least once before diving in. Let's get into it. You'll need your mini tree PCB, the 2 3D printed joiner components, and 11 M3x10 screws. All these parts come in the kit when you buy it from our website. They're also available without prints if you have a printer at home, and all the printable files and printing instructions are available on printables. You'll also need 25mm spaced seed pixels, about 400 for each tree, your pigtails of choice, I'm using X-Connect style ones, 4 cable ties, and a 600mm tall 15mm riser. The last thing you'll need is some paint-on or liquid electrical tape. This is available under all kinds of names all over the place and online. As far as tools go, you'll need strippers, some side cutters, a soldering iron, plenty of solder, and some tweezers. Our first step is to cut all our strings to length. Each string needs to be exactly 27 pixels long to work with the 600mm or 24-inch riser we're using. It's important to have as much free wire on each end as possible. This does mean you're going to be wasting some pixels on your string, but it's important to ensure consistent length and adequate wire to connect to our solder pads. Once you've cut all your strings, strip and tin the ends of each one. Tinning is just the process of heating the bare wires and feeding solder into them to saturate them. It makes it much easier to attach them to the PCB later. This is quite tedious, so throw on some music, ensure you have proper ventilation, and settle down for a while. Your PCB comes in one piece with the top inside the base. To remove the top, just push it like this and snap it free. These circuit boards came to life thanks to our partners at PCBWay. They provide a wide range of services beyond PCB fabrication and assembly, including CNC machining and 3D printing. I've relied on them for years, and they've consistently delivered excellent quality at a reasonable price. Their customer support is also top-notch. If you're looking to have your own boards manufactured or need parts machined or printed, check out the link below. Now back to our mini tree. Before we go any further, we'll solder our pigtails in place on the base. There are 2 pigtail spots. Each one has 4 slots for you to feed strain relief cable ties through. Strip your pigtail wires and tin them, then place a generous amount of solder on each of the 3 pads on each side. If you haven't soldered to a PCB before, it's really easy. Just place your soldering iron tip on the pad and feed solder into the joint between the pad and your iron slowly. The solder should flow onto the pad and fill it up. Then take your pigtail wires, lay them on top of your blob of solder, and heat the wire with your iron. As the wire is heated to the melting point of the solder, it'll melt the blob on your board too, and the wire will sort of fall inside the blob of solder on the pad. Then you can remove your heat. Your wire should be secure and the solder joint shiny. You can feed in some extra solder if it doesn't look like there's enough there, and use some tweezers to make sure your wire's held in the right place without burning your fingertips to a crisp. Now look carefully at your top PCB. On one side, all the pads are labeled. This is where you'll solder your strings. As you can see, every second lot of solder pads is reversed. This is because the strings need to alternate in direction so the data can flow up and down in a zigzag pattern around your tree. For the top, the solder pad labels need to face down once the tree is assembled, putting your joints on the underside. You might have noticed the slots cut out next to each set of pads. This is for the string to pass through. Once assembled, the LED strings should go over the edge of the board, through the hole to the underside, and then be soldered onto the pads on the bottom. This is so we're not placing any tension on the solder joints themselves, which would be likely to fail pretty quickly. Take your topper PCB, text side up, and put a generous blob of solder on each pad to tin it. It should bulge slightly. Solder each of your strings to the top PCB, starting on one side and working your way around, making sure to feed them through the hole as shown in the diagram. Remember, the larger dome side of the lights on your string should be facing out. For my pixels, the dotted wire is the positive wire, so I double check the positive wires in the correct place before soldering each one. Once all your wires are soldered, it's a good idea to check there are no shorts using a multimeter. Then we move on to our bottom PCB. This works the same way as the topper, but this time the wire goes over the edge and up through the bottom of the PCB. Our joint is made on the top of this PCB. Once assembled, both lots of joints, both on the top and the bottom, will be facing one another. Again, tin all the pads and make sure there's a nice little dome of solder on each one. Remembering our topper PCB has the labels facing the bottom once assembled, place your top PCB on the bottom PCB and work your way from one side to the other, attaching the other end of your wires to the bottom. Make sure they're straight so you don't have any twists once we finish assembly. Now plug in a controller of some kind to test that it's all working. If there are any faults, now is your last chance to fix them before we seal up all those joints. Once you're happy, grab your liquid electrical tape and protect your work surface. This stuff is sticky. It's a good idea to give your freshly soldered boards a good clean with some paper towel and isopropyl alcohol. This will make sure your liquid electrical tape seals well. Paint it on to all the exposed metal and joints on the PCB on both sides. Follow the manufacturer's instructions for reapplication times. Mine requires a 30-minute wait between coats, and I'd recommend at least 2. This will cure into a rubbery, weatherproof seal that should stop water corroding our connections. Be really generous with this. If water gets in, it's only a matter of time before your tree will fail. Now all the electrical connections are made, we need to put our tree together. Screw the base 3D print onto your riser, then take your topper and install the M3x10 screw in the hole on the back side. Leave it loose for now. It's just easier to get it in place before we put the tree together. Now screw both prints onto the irrigation riser and as far as you can. We need to start with the riser as short as possible first, and we'll undo it to tension it later. Attach the bottom print to the bottom PCB using 6 M3 screws, then place your base and attach riser down on a surface and carefully lift the topper up, ready to slide it on top of the printed part. Before sliding it up into place, ensure all your strings are correctly positioned inside the notches around the edge of the PCB and that they are not twisted. Once you're happy everything is correctly positioned, slide the top PCB into place on the topper and rotate the topper print to ensure the grub screw is at the back and accessible. It can be a little bit tricky to slide the PCB into place, especially with brand new pixels. It all may feel a little too tight, but I promise it's okay. If it's a really cold day, do this inside in the warmth and it will make it much easier. Tighten the grub screw until the topper no longer rotates to make the next step easier, and install the 4 M3x10 screws through the PCB and into the topper print. At this point, some of your strings may look a little tighter than others. This is normal, and most of this will be corrected when we tighten the tree. There are slight inconsistencies in the spacing of the pixels, and stretching them all a little will help take up these differences. Loosen your grub screw, then loosen the riser from either the top or the bottom 3D print until your strings are tensioned to your liking. Try to evenly loosen both the top and bottom print to keep both threads equally engaged. You should have about 15mm or so of adjustment, which has been plenty in my testing. There are printable shims over on printables you can use to add a little more height to your center post. And that's it. Your mini tree is all done. Just connect the pigtails to your controller of choice and you're ready to go. There's some more information, including the correct settings for X lights, over on the blog post for this project linked below. If you'd like to see how I used these trees, check out my 2025 Christmas series. And if you have any questions or feedback, please leave a comment below and I'll do my best to get back to you. Thanks a lot for watching. I'll catch you next time.